There are things I remember about the world before the Varek that I have no words for anymore. The way the sky looked when it belonged to us. The particular silence of a city at night that was just a city. No patrol routes, no administrative curfews, no amber eyes at the corners. I was 19. I remember it the way you remember a language you learned as a child and have not spoken since. The grammar is gone. The feeling remains. The fleet arrived on a Tuesday morning in October. Every screen on Earth showed the same thing simultaneously, the sky filling from horizon to horizon with Varek warships. Not one, not a dozen, thousands. The United States Air Force scrambled within 6 minutes. It was the fastest military response in American history. The Varek didn't even register it as resistance. They registered it as weather.
This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not how many. All of them.
90 days. That was how long the world's combined military forces held organized resistance. 90 days against a species that had been conducting planetary conquests for 40,000 years. Our soldiers were extraordinary. Our generals were brilliant. Our technology was everything we had. It was not enough. It was never going to be enough. But they fought. Every single day for 90 days they fought. I need you to understand that before I tell you anything else.
They're not stopping. They took the hit. They're not caught. Home! Call the Lord! Home!
The last organized military engagement was in the Rhine Valley, Germany. 80,000 soldiers. American, European, African, Korean. They held for 11 days against the Central Varek Conquest Force. When they finally broke, the Varek commander did not celebrate. I learned this later. He ordered his forces to stand down for 1 hour.
Stand down. 1 hour. Give them that.
Commander, the campaign schedule. 1 hour.
Out of respect. I have spent 15 years deciding what to do with that information. Washington, D.C. Year 15 of Varek administration. They did not destroy the city. They restructured it, built on top of what was already there, and called what they built order. 15 years of order. It looks almost like a city. If you don't look at the tower. I walked the same route every morning, not because it was the fastest, because I had mapped every Varek patrol rotation in a 6-block radius, and this route put me in the open for the minimum number of seconds. 6 years of this. You stop knowing whether it is caution or habit. Probably it is both. The court ran 4 sessions a week. I was present for all of them. My job was to translate what was said. My other job was to translate what was not said. The weight a Varek official put on a specific word. The silence before a decision. The administrative language that meant one thing in Varek and entirely another when you understood what administration in this world actually was.
This session addresses the Harlan Estate expansion petition. Ms. Cole for both parties.
Of course, Lord Karav.
The human representative will speak first. I will hear both positions before the ruling.
Lord Karav will hear both positions before the ruling. The human representative may speak.
The case was a territorial expansion request. A Varek estate holder wanted a worker settlement relocated. 62 families. I had seen this case 3 times before under different names. I translated with complete accuracy. I noted everything.
The Harlan Estate expansion would require the relocation of 62 families from Settlement 7. The community has occupied that land for 11 years. Prior to the expansion petition, there were no compliance violations.
Translate precisely.
Lord Karav has asked that I note his instruction. Translate precisely.
Yes, of course.
There is a word in Varek, moravel, that does not translate directly into English. It means something between inconvenient and irrelevant. When a Varek official calls something moravel, it means the thing, and everyone connected to it has been categorized as not worth the administrative cost of consideration. I translated it as inconvenient. It was not accurate. It was what the room could hear without someone making a decision they were not prepared to make.
The settlement is moravel to the expansion framework. The petition proceeds under standard protocol.
The estate holder characterizes the settlement's position as administratively inconvenient to the expansion. He is citing standard protocol.
That is not what moravel means.
I translated what the room could hear.
Expand the...
The estate holder has categorized the settlement as without administrative value. He is stating that the people in it have been assessed as not worth the cost of further consideration. I felt him watching before I looked up. There is a particular quality to the attention of someone who has governed for a long time, a patience to it, an absence of the need to look away. I looked up. He was already looking elsewhere, but he had been watching. I cataloged it and continued.
The petition is approved under boundary modification. The expansion will not displace Settlement 7. I will review the adjusted survey within 30 days.
Lord Karav.
I am the protocol in this territory. This session is concluded.
I had 17 minutes between the session end and my afternoon document review. 17 minutes was 12 more than I needed. I walked to the market. I bought embroidered cloth. I paid with a folded note inside the payment. I did not look back.
The blue cloth, miss. New pattern came in.
This one.
This one. And the green border.
Good choice.
The border is hand-stitched.
Keep the change.
The embroidery code was built on a system my brother and I developed from a pattern our grandmother used. Nobody else alive knew it. In a world full of compromised networks and tortured informants, a dead language spoken by 3 people, and now 2, was the most secure communication system the Resistance had ever used. I did not know, walking home, that he was already reading his session notes. I did not know he had added a marginal note beside my name. I would not know for 6 days. In this work, there are always things you don't know yet that are already in motion.
Lord Karav, the session summaries are ready for your review.
The translator.
Miss Cole.
Whoa.
How record 6 years? How long it is exceptional? No compliance for access to a sector reader dead destroy. Go effective immediately.
I had seen Lady Sorrel before, at administrative functions, at formal proceedings. I had never heard her speak. The earth flowers on the administrative residence table were hers. I would learn this later. At the time, I noted them and filed them and moved on. I was always noting things. I was very rarely ready for what they meant.
You reassigned the human translator.
She is the most accurate interpreter in the territory.
She corrected a Varek estate holder in open session.
She was both, which is why I want her.
The hardest part of this work is not the danger. The danger I'd learned to carry like weight, you stop noticing. The hardest part is walking home through a city that used to be something, and watching the people in it decide every day whether it still is.
What I sent tonight will reach Joseph in 2 days. Will be sent tonight in 2 days.
My brother had been in the Appalachian unmarked zones for 4 years. We had not spoken in 4 years. We communicated in embroidery patterns about troop movements and administrative schedules and the operational intelligence that kept people alive. I did not know what his voice sounded like anymore. I knew everything about how he thought. He would receive the drop 2 days after I sent it. He would spend 6 hours with his intelligence officer going through the patterns. He would make decisions based on what I had sent. And he would fold the cloth carefully and put it in a box with every other drop I had ever sent him. He had kept them all. I didn't know that either.
Refinement negotiations, 6 to 8 weeks, primary delegation.
That's not possible. She's a court translator.
She was a court translator.
If Karav has her in the primary delegation...
She's in both. We work with both.
How long until the negotiations begin?
2 days. Preparatory session. Full delegation in 6 days.
6 days to build her a new protocol, something that works inside that residence.
We can't contact her directly. Not with the surveillance uptick.
Use the secondary drop, the grandmother's pattern.
She hasn't activated that drop in 3 years.
She'll check it tonight. She always checks it when something changes.
The official notice arrived the same evening. Personal interpreter to Lord Karav. Effective immediately. Duration, the refinement negotiations, estimated 6 to 8 weeks. I read it twice. The refinement. He had just put me in the room where they were going to plan the removal of 340,000 people. I had been undercover for 6 years. I had never been this close to anything this large. I went to the kitchen. I opened the loose tile in the floor. The second kit was there, larger than the first. A new cipher, emergency protocols, a secondary dead drop location I had never used. I had built this kit 3 years ago for exactly this kind of moment. I had not expected to need it. I had hoped very hard not to need it. I lifted it out and set it on the counter and looked at it for a long time. Then I put it in my bag. The session began in 2 days. I had 2 days to become someone who could be in that room and give nothing away. I had been doing that for 6 years. I had never had this much to lose.